on an article of clothing and then just handed it to your mom and she takes care of it. Many of you, okay, this happened to me all through high school, and then like I was just saying, when I came to college, she said this is something you're going to have to learn for yourself. But unfortunately, I'm very clumsy, especially when I eat. I'm like a maniac and I get everything everywhere. So in this speech, I will demonstrate the process of getting a few popular stains out of clothing, and I will show you the whole entire process of removing that and making sure your clothes are clean afterwards. So first, I will show you how to remove blood stains. Hopefully not of a large volume. I would be concerned about that, for just small little blood stains. Secondly, I will show you how to remove chocolate stains. Who doesn't love chocolate? And lastly, I will show you how to remove ink stains, because I'm constantly leaving pens in pockets and getting ink everywhere. So, first off, blood can be a tricky stain to remove. I actually needed to prick myself with a safety pin in order to get the blood onto my shirt here. And it's also a stain that will become permanent if you leave it for too long. So I will show you the process of getting the blood out. So here we have the few kind of treatment options for the stains, and for blood we will use a bar of soap. But before kind of getting into the whole process, you are going to want to wet any stain. So I'll do this through the whole process of the other stains as well. You're going to want to wet it in cold water. Make sure it's kind of a generous dampening of the article of clothing. And then you can take any, normal bar of soap, hand soap, body soap, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to dunk this in the water to kind of get that going. And then you're going to want to scrub. So I'm choosing to use my dominant hand for the bar of soap and my non-dominant hand for the article of clothing. And then you're going to want to kind of lather the soap onto the stain for kind of a generous coating of this soap. And as you can see, it's kind of coating the article of clothing, coating the article of clothing, and actually lightening up the stain itself before I even throw it in the washer. So I have done that, and it's already kind of working itself in. According to Reader's Digest, in their article on 8 common items that remove blood stains, it's a very common stain to get on clothing. There's other removers besides the bar of soap, such as hydrogen peroxide, and actually if you get a fresh stain of blood on you, you can actually remove it with Coca-Cola if you're at a restaurant or somewhere out like that. So now that I've showed you how to remove the blood stain, or how to treat, I should say, the blood stain, you'll then throw it in the washer. I will move on to the next stain. So chocolate is the next type of stain I'm going to show you how to remove. Additionally, like blood, it will stain permanently if it's not removed in a timely manner. So same procedure with the chocolate. I had to sacrifice my chocolate chip cookie, kind of rub it on my shirt for this stain here. We are going to dunk it into the cold water, and then you are going to use dish soap. So dish soap obviously can remove the grease and grime of your dishes, and chocolate is actually an oil-based stain, which is why you're going to want to use dish soap for that. Kind of the grease fighting agents are within the soap here. So I'm just going to wet this again. I didn't do a very good job. So a generous coat of water, and a towel would be suggested so you don't get your area all wet and gross. And then you're actually going to want to, so same thing with this procedure, I'm going to use my non-dominant hand for the article of clothing and my dominant hand for whatever I'm using, kind of give me the best control of the spread. And you're going to want to put dish soap kind of around the whole entire stain. And then differently with the other procedures, you're actually just going to want to dab the soap together, and you don't want to rub it because the stain will actually become permanent if you kind of rub too vigorously. According to the clothing doctor, he is the laundry expert. His name is Steve Borstein with McGray Laundry. He says that you should never rub the fabric, like I just said, because it will become permanent. So there's actually a blog online of people posting if they have common stains, and he says do not rub. That was kind of found everywhere online. So you're just going to dab that, and then same thing, throw it in the laundry, and your stain should come out if you follow the directions properly, as I am telling you now. And the last type of stain, probably the most common for students, maybe after the blood or before the blood, is going to be the ink stains. So you're actually going to use rubbing alcohol for the ink stains. Same thing, you're going to get the stain wet in the water, and you are going to, for the third time, my hands are all soapy now, which is good, you're going to take the article of clothing in your non-dominant hand and actually put a lot of rubbing alcohol onto the stain. You'll actually notice that the stain will start to spread. That's completely normal because you are then going to throw it in the washer. But some stains are actually, some ink stains in particular, are actually permanent. According to the American Cleaning Institute's website, that is a thing, some ink stains are completely permanent and will not come out the second that they get on your clothes. But other stains will come out depending on what composition of ink it is, whether it's a water-based ink or an oil-based ink. Additionally, according to the Stain Removal 101's website, the best tip for treating stains is to treat them quickly. The quicker you start the process of removing it, like I've showed you, the easier the stain will come out. So kind of to recap, in conclusion, I showed you how to remove some popular stains. First, I showed you how to remove the blood with the bar of soap. Secondly, I showed you how to remove the chocolate with the dish soap. And lastly, I showed you how to remove the ink with the rubbing alcohol. So next time you get a stain, you can do it yourself and not ask your mom. Thanks.